Never make a bad choice ever again. Stay tuned. Hey, this is Damon Cart from NLP Gem, bringing you cutting-edge Neuro Linguistic Programming tools and techniques to help you create the life that you desire. So if that sounds good to you, please click subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can get these videos on a regular basis. We tend to think of bad choices as choices that we've made and things didn't work out the way that we wanted them to. But maybe you made good choices, but the outcomes were bad, or things just turned out bad. I'll explain. So as some of you know, I was recently in Asia. I was shooting some videos there. When I was there, I went to Hong Kong, Macau, Vietnam, and Shanghai, China. And on my way back I was flying from Shanghai to San Francisco. About 2 hours into a 12-hour flight, we started experiencing really bad turbulence, where the plane felt like it was doing these sudden drops and it was shaking back and forth. And not only was it making me nervous, it was making a lot of other people in the plane very nervous. Now, most of the time, after you've taken off and you've been in the air for a while, turbulence, though it doesn't feel good, it's really rare for a plane to crash because of turbulence. Usually it's other reasons like engine failure or something like that. But so I knew that everything was fine. I knew it was all gonna be fine, but it still made me nervous. So I was still gripping my seat, breathing deeply and calming myself down. I started to think though, what if the plane did go down and that was the end of me? Would I think that I made a bad decision by traveling to Asia? And immediately I thought to myself, well, of course not. I had an incredible time, first of all, in Asia. I love Asia. Was flying also a good choice? Well, of course it was. I don't know how else I would have gotten there in such a short amount of time. And flying is relatively safe. It's safer than driving. So when I think about my decision to go to Asia, everything about it was aligned with my values. It wasn't overly risky in the sense that I wasn't risking my life. And so it was a good decision, but a bad outcome could have happened. What if that plane would have gone down? It wouldn't have gone down because I made a bad decision. It would have gone down because of factors that I had no control over. So think about that for a moment. How many good decisions have you actually made that had bad outcomes? So how do you know if you made a good decision? Well, if you checked in with your values before you made the decision and you realized that the decision you were making was not because of pressure from someone else, that you were making the decision based on your own values, meaning that it would fulfill you, and you checked ecology. And in NLP, what we mean by check ecology is I look outside of myself. Or my decisions, and especially me getting what I want, does it hurt other people? Will it hurt relationships? Will it throw off the balance of my life externally? Think ecosystem. So I check ecology. So if you checked in with your values and you checked ecology and everything was good, and then you also gathered information, you did your due diligence in the decision, and from all the information you could gather, it was a good decision, and you made that decision, but things didn't turn out the way that you wanted them to. That was out of your hands. You made the best possible decision that you could possibly make. Why it didn't work out had nothing to do with you. Why it didn't work out had to do with circumstances you had no control over. So it wasn't really a bad decision. It just had a bad outcome. Why is this important to know? It's important to know for many reasons. Two of the big reasons for this is, first of all, it lets you off the hook. I used to carry the weight of bad decisions on my shoulders. Even when I did nothing wrong, I made good decisions, but they didn't turn out well. I would carry that burden of feeling like I was wrong, like I had done something wrong, or like I wasn't good enough. And that is a heavy burden to carry, and it's completely unnecessary. So when you realize that, in fact, you made actually a very good decision, you can let yourself off the hook. The other thing that's very, very important here If you made a good decision, but the outcome was bad, and you take that on as you did something wrong, that's going to affect all of your other decisions, especially the big ones. What's likely to happen is you're going to start making decisions out of fear and scarcity of what might go wrong, rather than moving toward what it is that you want. This is so important, because when you make decisions based in fear, I can almost assure you, almost every time, you're not going to get what you want. It's going to backfire somehow. But when you're making decisions, good decisions, by connecting the decision with your values, by checking ecology, so you're concerned for other people around you, and you're gathering information, that is the best way to make a decision. You can't make a bad decision that way. You can't go wrong. What you can never do, no matter what kind of decision you make, no matter if you make the decision from the best possible place or you make a decision from fear, what you cannot do is you cannot have control over things you can't have control over. There are certain things that are just out of your hands, and you need to let that go. And when you're making decisions, you have to let that piece go if you want to make a very good decision. Otherwise, you're going to make a decision out of fear and scarcity, and I assure you, that is almost always a bad decision. Even when the outcome is good, it's what goes on inside of you that doesn't allow it to be a good decision, because you didn't make it from you. You didn't make it from your values. You didn't make it as a way to fulfill your values, fulfill who you are. You made it for other reasons. So therefore, it's never going to be a truly fulfilling decision. So to summarize, you want to make decisions based on your values, you want to check ecology, and you want to gather information. And then if for some reason things don't work out, well, take that as a lesson. Now you've got something good from this. You've got new information, something new to consider that you had not considered before. So take the value of that lesson as part of making a good decision. My worst decisions in life have always come from making a decision based on fear or based on scarcity. Because what that would often make me do, or the decision I would often make from that, is to go with what was familiar, what was more comfortable, or what seemed safe. And that usually had to do with what other people thought was good, or what other people thought was right for me. There are a lot of well-meaning people out there, but you will never be fulfilled by going after or making choices toward getting what other people want for you. You will always be fulfilled by making choices that are in alignment with what it is that you want and what it is that you value. Think about the type of results that you get from making decisions based in fear and scarcity. The results will be the results from fear and scarcity, and those are very negative states. So you can imagine what will follow, what the results will be when you make decisions based on fear and scarcity. Check out my website, nlp-gym.com. There you will find some free NLP training and some free hypnotic inductions that you can download immediately and start using right away. You can download it directly to your phone, your tablet, or even your desktop computer. Check out NLP Gym on Facebook. There I post in real time whatever it is that I'm up to. I also have a private NLP Gym Facebook group that I allow anyone to join. So check that out as well. If you like this video, please click like right down here. And if you haven't already, please subscribe by clicking the subscribe button right down here so you can get these videos on a regular basis. Take care.